Welcome to City on a Hill Gaming, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons actual play podcast. Let's meet our players.
Hi, I'm Grant, and I'm playing Trather Wimlin, a human fighter.
Hi, I'm Jenny, and I'm going to be playing John Abermere, a Crimson-born human.
Peter, Bertrand Greystone, Dwarven Forge Cleric.
William R. Aarakocro Magi.
Daniel, I am playing Vatten. I am a half-elf ranger.
Hi, my name is Ben, and I am Twig, or Shem. I am a rogue bard and a Goliath.
We hope you enjoy our episode.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use Action Surge and just take an additional action, which for me is 2 more attacks.
Right, 5th level fighter.
Whoa.
Yep, 16 doesn't hit.
Nope.
Shem, you've got some sneak attack, right?
I do have some.
Cool. I'm going to give up my second attack
Oh.
and use Commander's Strike.
When you take the attack...
So, Shem, go ahead and make that attack roll. Because you're making an attack roll, you have advantage.
Awesome.
Oh, that was good.
Come on. Nice. 25.
That's a crit.
Crit!
Which means
Sneak attack.
roll the sneak attack damage twice, and you roll the weapon superiority die twice.
So that is
So much.
17 and,
jeez.
And 6 plus 2d8.
plus 2d8.
Yeah.
Because you roll the weapon superiority die as well, and that gets doubled.
What?
Okay, I like these things.
I may not get to do any more cool things. I'm disappointed.
That's the goal here, yes.
Wait, let me
Okay.
turn off before this screws up. Let me put that back on normal just in case this affects that.
So right now we're at
Dice
23
roller
damage.
problems. 2d8. 9.
Okay.
There you go.
So that's 32 total, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
I'm totally fine. I
Jeez
promise.
Louise!
No,
That
I'm sorry.
did-
30.
More than my
2.
fireball.
32. What the crap? I would like to note for the listener that that was rolled with advantage and both of them hit. One of them just happened to be a crit.
Yeah.
Wow.
The other one was
Real
in fairness,
good
a
in
17.
5e.
So
Yeah, that 22 was still
Yeah,
decent. Yeah, that was quite nice. So that's 17 plus 6 plus 9. Yeah, 32 damage. We're fine. Everybody relax. We're fine. Okay, so is that the end of
So yeah,
Grant, is
Trather
it-
distracts him and literally just distracts him long enough for Shem to just shiv him.
You're not wrong. All right, was that the end of your turn, Grant? I hope.
Trying to think if I have any other nonsense I can pull off, but no, I think I'm done.
Okay, before Bertrand's turn starts, the 3 of you need to make dexterity saves, please. Oh my goodness. Okay, that was impressive.
I'm already on the
22?
ground, so...
Relative, I suppose, at that point.
24
And
for
shade- okay, so
Okay.
everyone either makes it or Bertrand takes 13 more.
Okay, so that's 11 more because of those
I
2
want
temporary
you to put another
HP.
prone icon on your character because you're prone twice. That stacks, right?
No,
It means he's
no,
now
it's
5
not.
inches into the ground.
Just driven like a tent peg.
Okay, so
Let me see if I can find something else that looks kind of prone E here.
that was a good icon, though. Okay, so
Or how's the snail?
There
You're
it
no
is.
longer 4 feet tall horizontal.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Only vertical. Oh. And it's now Bertrand's turn.
Yeah, it is.
Prone twice.
Before I stand up, I'm going to go ahead and healing word John from my position,
Thank you.
and I'm going to use a 2nd level spell slot for this.
I like
Wow,
that
a
he, I like that
whopping
he does
stick.
it. I like that he does it from the ground, though. I can just see Bertrand just putting a finger up and just pointing at John. He's like, hey.
I'm picturing it. Hang on, let me see if I can find the right GIF. It's from an anime called Beyond the Boundary, which you probably shouldn't watch. But if you do, it's the
And-
one of the guy
still
on the ground
from the ground.
Sticks up.
I'm going to Sacred Flame the dragon.
Okay.
So he needs to make a DC 15 Wisdom save.
I was going to say dexterity again. I was like, come on, guys. You
I mean,
think,
does-
you think for a... Oh, wow, I've been rolling the wrong number. That's awkward. Okay. Oh, there we go. Hey. 15.
I continue to do absolutely 0 damage.
Why does it have 2 exclamation points after it?
It's very exciting.
It's a really
1d20. Huh, interesting.
And I'll stand up.
Okay. Is that the end of Bertrand's turn?
Yes, it is.
Okay. The great and inevitable Sanot did not appreciate all of that. It was not very nice. Okay. Let's wait. Let me read a thing. Ben, how long does the heroism thing last?
A minute.
Oh, okay. So for the entire fight,
I mean, unless it
Functionally,
goes
yeah.
more
yeah,
than
it's a whole minute.
10 rounds.
and it prevents being frightened. Correct.
Correct.
Okay.
So 8 more rounds.
Okay. So if something would force them to become frightened, it basically just negates that portion, correct?
Yeah, you're immune to that condition.
Okay, perfect. But you only gave that to Bertrand and Travis,
Travis.
correct? Okay.
Yep.
So I guess just you make me a wisdom save.
Oh, I'm a smart boy. Oh, wisdom
Oh,
save.
actually, all 6 of you. Or I guess not Trather and Bertrand. So
If there are any other effects, we should probably also make the save. But
that is the only, well, that's the only portion that matters for this.
gotcha.
So Shim rolled a 10.
John
Uh,
rolled an 18.
I got a
and
9.
William as well. So Jenny's the only one that passes.
Hey!
The other 3 of you are frightened as he rears back on his hind legs and growls incredibly loudly to the point like that the ground shakes. I guess that affects R less because he's flying, but whatever. Minor detail. And in sort of the same motion as he rears up and roars, he lunges forward at Trather, and let's go. Whip. So Trather, do any of the following 16, 22, or 19 hit you? I think only one.
The
of
22
those.
hits.
I thought so. So he lunges forward and attempts to just bite and claw at you, and I believe it goes bite, claw. So a claw hits,
Yep, claw gets through.
and we will roll 6. You will take 13 piercing damage, I guess. Slashing damage, excuse me. You take 13 slashing damage.
Done.
And he looks very upset.
Fair.
Actually, everyone who is not frightened, make me a perception check. So I guess Bertrand, Trather, and John.
Good lord, another 20?
Sweet
Just a nat
mercy.
20. I don't have any perception bonus, but sure, nat 20. Why not?
Okay,
And the cleric with a +4 wisdom bonus gets an 8.
8.
And that's also John with an
John
8.
also has an 8.
This is like the end of the Cursed Sword arc in your home game a few years back.
I know.
Grant.
Grant, Trather is fairly certain, for the first time, you see some concern on the face of the dragon. It's
Yeah.
small, but it's concern.
We're entering stage 2 of the boss fight, folks.
He now, okay, wait.
The battle
me know
music
when he,
changes.
I don't know, turns into some big angelic
Ah!
creature and grows like 4 wings.
Well, the mini taking up half the map will certainly do it.
No,
Yeah,
we're
that-
good. That was just for comedic effect because I like what Jenny said. John, it is Mr. Abermere's turn.
Oh, it is.
It
It is,
is.
isn't it? I can't do fireball anymore.
Oh, that actually,
Uh,
it's worked real nicely actually so far.
it has. But that would not. Oh no, it's too smart. It is too smart for Phantasmal Force. I want to cast Chromatic Orb at level 2.
Okay.
Because that gives me another D8 of damage.
Oh,
I
sure.
hurl a 4-inch diameter sphere of energy. I choose. I'm gonna choose crimson damage for this.
Okay.
And I have to actually attack. So I think I have the attack here. Yes.
So it's now 4d8.
That's 10. That's a 10. That doesn't hit.
Oh, okay. You have to roll to hit first. Okay.
I do have to roll a hit, and I don't hit. I got a 10.
So you, John, make me a perception check.
Cool. Yes, we'll do that again. 16.
That's enough. When you form the orbs and you throw them at the dragon, there's a brief period where he sees the orbs flying at him, sees the color, looks very concerned, and looks directly at you.
Oh, I'm gonna die. John's gonna die. Okay.
You remember from your childhood the stories of the rift.
Mm-hmm.
The rift that was opened to originally trap a dragon.
Yeah.
You seem upset now.
Like sad or like angry?
Afraid?
John's gonna smile at him.
Maybe a little angry too, but it's a little of both. It's definitely not neither.
Okay. John's gonna just smile at him, and if the flavor text can be so bold, maybe like hang on a second. Maybe like flash crimson flecks in his eyes.
I just assumed you were gonna do it in the arms, but yes, perfect, absolutely fine.
Yeah. Gonna
be so bold, please.
Yeah. And then
I dig it.
Basically, John is at this point gonna be a little reckless and basically do like the "I'm watching you" thing. Like, hey, I see you. I notice you.
Point.
Yeah.
You hear him growl. I should have known.
John will laugh.
Crimson. He always follows me. I thought that was over. Daniel.
Okay, so lots of things have been happening. I'm frightened. So what I'm going to do is I've just picked up on this entire exchange that just happened. And John doesn't seem scared. I quite am. So I'm going to move. Okay, hang on. Aha. I'm going to move by John. And I'm going to cast I'm actually going to do a second level cure wounds.
Okay.
So let's do this. Because you look like you know what you're doing. Have some health.
I absolutely do not know what I'm doing. Thank you for the cure wounds, though. What's
Yep,
15
so that
plus 13? That's full health, I think.
Hey, there you go.
Hooray.
That's one over, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, so you're good.
All right. And since I can't willingly move towards the creature, I'm going to at least move here so I'm not in a straight line with anybody. And that's my turn.
I like the care you guys take to not be in straight lines.
Everybody's like, spread out!
And then I'm going to move so I am no longer in a straight line with someone.
Yeah, you should learn to do that, Ryan.
I know. I always think of it after you've hit me with 2 or 3 things. You get around to it eventually. William.
I'm frightened. I don't exactly know what that means in terms of how I
It
can
means
attack.
it means you have disadvantage on your attack rolls or ability checks, and you cannot willingly move towards the creature you're frightened of.
Okay. And I will again be measuring.
When in doubt, make them save.
Yes.
That does tend to negate some of the disadvantage rolls.
I did not mean to do that,
That's
but I
true.
wish I could take it. I would take a
I
27.
mean, it would hit. That's not nothing.
That was for my attack. I didn't tell you what I was doing.
Oh, well, you still have to roll twice because you have disadvantage. So I'm probably still. I'm hoping I'm still okay.
Actually, I'm going to do.
Yes, when in doubt, make them roll. That is
Let's
100%
see.
accurate.
That could be on a shirt.
Actually,
Yeah. That was the whole thing with
For the
Spirit
listener,
Guardians, but unfortunately at level 4 I don't have Warcaster yet. So, or
I'm gonna
level 5
cast a
rather.
second level Snillix Snowball Swarm.
yay! Snowballs.
It should reach, and I think that's a deck save as well.
It is.
Okay.
I apologize in advance to William because I very selfishly put that on his character sheet because it sounded cool.
I'll take it.
And for no other reason, I'm like, wait, what do you mean snowball swarm? Yes? Yes.
And
Oh no, wait, where'd it go?
Does that affect us also?
No. I don't believe so. I lost the
Depends on
track.
where he puts it, really.
There is that.
yeah, no, it wouldn't affect anybody. It's only within a 5-foot radius,
Okay, wait.
which, according to my measurements,
R is a big fan of the measured response.
I was gonna say, like, according to my measurements, is maybe the like very description of how you've played R so far in this game. Very analytical, and I'm about it. You said dexterity save.
yes, a 14.
Okay, so he fails. He is going to
Okay.
choose to succeed.
I rolled a 13 damage.
Okay, so he will take half of the snowball damage. I don't care that it's ice type or that it's cold type. It's snowball damage. I have made that decision internally. And
Well, that's good. So you could just start with a little and then gradually build.
there it is. That was. Thank you. Yes. I like that,
Snowball
actually. That was
damage, not snowball-ing damage.
To Ben. If William is done.
Looking around real quick, is anybody hurt?
Trather and Bertrand are missing some hit points.
Yeah, Bertrand might actually be worse off than I am. I don't know.
Okay.
I have 17.
Oh yeah, I'm at 29.
Okay. Then I will throw a first level healing word at Bertrand and say, "Buck up, buddy."
Alrighty.
And then throw a bardic inspiration at Trather, which is my last bardic inspiration of the day. And Shim, after saying that, clears his throat and says, "Snuff this tragic dragon,
No.
make him go away."
Been working on that all month, haven't you?
Oh no. I don't know how much of our audience is old enough for that reference. Wow.
We're so old.
That was a cut, Ben.
I
mean, it was-
remember listening to that on my grandmother's turntable.
I mean,
And for the record,
a,
Bertrand
Rex
and Trather both.
Cylinder had that song on it.
it was a well-written rephrasing of that, to be fair.
There you go. Thank you. And so, for just a reminder, Bertrand and Trather both get 2 temporary hit points back also.
Yes.
So, Trather has Bardic Inspiration,
Yay!
which I believe is a D6 die.
Cool.
At the end of Ben's turn,
Nope,
Grant.
sorry, it's a D8 at 5th level.
Nice.
Dope.
That's, I think, only 5 levels of Bard, though, not character level
Oh,
5.
yeah, it's true.
Oh. True.
D6. All right. So be it.
Yeah, D6.
Grant, a 13 doesn't hit you, so never mind. That's sad and disappointing. Grant, it's your turn.
Awesome. I'm gonna keep doing this a lot.
It's worked so
Stick
far.
it.
Swipe at him with this longsword. 15 won't cut it,
Nope.
but nor will that 15. So, all right, that was exciting.
Trather, no swipey.
I'm gonna save the die for right now, 'cause I don't think I'd have to roll very high to be effective. So,
Bertrand then.
Okay, I'm going to use my last 3rd level spell slot, and I'm going to try the Spirit Guardians thing again.
Oh,
Hopefully he doesn't knock me over again.
Move around to the other side of him. See if make him blow wind in one direction.
1, 2,
Hmm,
3,
actually turn that on for
4,
everything.
5. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Okay. And
Actually, that.
If someone else can get that fourth corner, that would be great.
Everybody else is scared except John, and I don't think we want him in melee.
True.
But I have shocking grasp, and you don't know what I'm gonna do.
No, I don't.
that concerns me, and I'm okay with it. Okay, so bop-a-doo, bop-bop. So you're mostly just affecting him.
Yep, basically.
Starts its turn there. Okay, so is that all you're
DC
doing?
15, yeah, DC 15 Wisdom save.
Uh-oh. Okay. Let's wait, what is the bonus? There we go. Whoop. 16.
Okay, so he'll take half of this. How does he feel about radiant damage?
That's fine.
Okay, well, it's 10 half to 5 then.
Okay.
So
Perfect. I'm okay with it.
I finally did some damage to the boss monster. Yay!
I'm sorry, Bertrand, that we won't be able to stack the spike growth on top of the spirit
Aw, I
guardians.
I know. I was so looking forward to that.
You really-
Yeah,
you really
I
would've gone
only
anywhere.
have 2 second level spell slots, and I need to burn my last one for healing.
I mean, I would rather you heal John, honestly. So,
Okay, so he can only move half his speed now.
Regardless of which motion or which movement type he uses, I hasten to add.
Yes, fair. Fair. I mean, that's still a lot, but it's not.
It's not as a lot as it could be.
You're not wrong. Oh, it's still enough. Okay.
I feel like slow would also make his wings not work as well, but like actually can't get enough thrust. But
fair.
Yeah, I mean it has all of his speeds. So
that's science. That's science in D&D.
Yeah,
Fair.
it's not difficult terrain. His movement speed is halved.
Which still leaves him with a fly speed of 40.
Yeah.
Because sweet mercy. Okay. It is his turn, and the three of you who are down here next to him, I guess I'll make attacks of opportunity because he has not stopped staring at John and attempts to lunge forward between the three of you. That went pretty well.
Yeah.
So good news. When I hit him with an
Another
attack of
crit.
opportunity, his speed drops to 0.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So you basically just like take your long sword and you just like jam it through his foot, and you're like, no.
Yeah, basically.
Dragon.
Sweep the leg.
Does Shim get the? Yeah, he does get a sneak because he's flanking.
Yes. So he takes. Wait, Trather, is it both of these or just the one on one?
Just the one on the left.
Just the one on the left. Okay, that's better, I guess. Is that
20
enough?
Yes, so he takes 20 damage off of that.
That's not enough. Okay,
6 off of
perfect.
Shim. So 26 total.
So that puts him at a number that's under 0. That's still okay, right?
Whoa.
Aw, I wanted to do something really cool.
So he launches forward, just tries to barrel forward towards John, and Trather and Shim just immediately are like, nope, that's not a thing
That's
you're doing.
our John. You don't get to eat him.
Ah. And you see several things happen as he lunges forward, and you guys kind of hold him back in position, kind of just like jam him in the wings, make him not go anywhere. You slowly, okay, everyone, I tell you what, Shim, Trather, and Bertrand, make me dexterity saves.
Oh
He
boy.
splits into 2 dragons.
Yay!
I have not made a single save all session. That's
I have-
another 4.
I once again rolled very well. So that's a 22.
He splits into 2
That's a 7.
dragons.
Help! Stop it!
That was the best idea ever. Thank you,
Having
Shim.
flashbacks to fighting Bale in Diablo 2.
Okay, so he more or less
Fractal dragons.
he shatters. Anyone who fails the save takes 18 piercing damage.
Oof.
Trather takes half. So Trather
Actually,
takes 9. Or do you take
I
none?
could- No, I make no save, or I take no damage because of the shield master
Oh,
feat.
right. That's right. You get to just kind of absorb.
Not that
all
it
of
matters a whole lot.
No,
but
you're
yeah,
fine. And all that's left in place of what was once what's 2 size categories above y'all? Huge.
huge.
Yeah.
In what's place of what was once a huge dragon, there's just this pile of obsidian shards, but occasionally it moves and shakes.
I am suddenly very well out of my depth.
Are we still in combat?
No.
Okay.
Should we? Oh,
Can we scatter these shards?
Can we put those in like 5 or 6 different wells? That seems like a good idea.
I
can
wanna,
we ask
wanna-
Bethany what we should do?
Ah,
I
that's
wanna-
an even better idea.
I want to go up to it and I want to start digging through and like seeing if there's something else in there, like other than shards.
Is there a dragon heart?
Ooh. This is not Minecraft. You don't find an egg.
No, is there a dragon heart? Is Dennis Quaid going to show up?
Oh, sorry. I didn't know the reference. Thank you. Nice. What you do find
Randy Quaid shows
actually
up.
is a small elven man. Well, probably elven.
I grab him by the face. I
You-
just grab him by the face and I'm like, what are
He's-
you doing?
He's conscious, sort of. John, he looks sort of familiar
Okay.
in that he fits the description of a man you've been told stories of.
Okay.
Except he's probably somewhere north of, I don't know, 700 or 800 years old now. And his skin is very faded and almost obsidian in color, despite the fact that he is clearly an elf.
Hmm.
You have heard these stories of a magi who came to the Great Desert to drive off a dragon.
Mm.
And to drive the dragon away from the region through a portal to another plane. You know the story as well. He did a poor job and instead opened a rift with the other plane, spilling out the energy that made John, well, who John is, frankly, to some extent. As you call it, the very magical accident.
Mhm.
This resembles that man, but he was supposed to have come to drive the dragon off. No one ever tells stories of him having anything to actually do with the dragon.
And
But he
he's
does remember
so-
the man you've been told about.
Okay. And he's sort of conscious?
Loosely.
No. He's not conscious anymore. John's gonna make sure he's not conscious anymore.
John just knocks him
He's
out.
gonna live, but he's not gonna be conscious.
Okay. The shards, and as soon as you brush the shards away from him and he falls unconscious, the pile of shards stop moving.
Mm.
And you are left with an old elven man who does not seem to fit here.
Well, John doesn't like this man very much. That seems evident. So I suggest we put all of this in several bags, including him.
Yeah, he can have his own bag. That works for me.
Oh,
Do
good.
we still have that giant bag?
You do still
A
have a
huge
giant bag.
draconic duffel bag.
The backpack.
Marvelous. I would like to take a couple pieces here, just souvenirs, that sort of thing.
What part of the armor do these go on?
Oh no, these are for
Oh.
display on the mantle.
Oh, okay. I thought this was going to be a new sartorial choice.
Look, obviously obsidian is fragile, delicate, and should never be used as plating on anything.
Well, no, decoratively.
But yes,
Um,
decorative.
So as you guys are doing this, Bethany walks up. So
Yep.
it's true. Huh.
Yep. Made of obsidian, as it turns out.
I always thought they were two separate people. Suppose that wasn't accurate. Interesting. 'tis a shame. I knew him at one time. Magi Naren. Flawed man.
Is he going to be okay now that we've scraped the dragon off of him?
'Tis an interesting question you ask. I am unsure. No one's really certain what happened then. I'm sans what I know John is unfortunately quite familiar with. The story is always told of the man who came to open the portal and drive the dragon off, not that he was the dragon himself. Maybe he wasn't originally, I don't know. That's most interesting. But you all have done an excellent job, it appears. That was quite harrowing. I am most impressed. Not that you aren't always impressive, so to speak.
We do our best in the situations that we're put into. Bertrand like cracks his neck,
My
pulls a piece of
apologies.
obsidian out of the neck of his armor, and like flicks it away.
I believe I have put you in some of those situations, so my apologies. Your help is always appreciated.
Well,
So what happens with the Magi now?
I will take him. I will wait to see where, but I will take him and see what can be done.
I would like to sit with him till the time comes.
Not a problem. Though I do suspect there are some people who would like to come thank you. You guys look up, and Bertrand, I'll come back to that. Peter, I'll come back to that in just a second.
I have something. I have something specific I want to say to her, though. So
okay, go
so
do yours first. I guess that's fine.
Okay.
You see people start to flood out of the village in your direction.
He's going to actually ask her to speak privately for a moment and mention that he has an uncle who can be trusted to put people on a better path.
I know him well.
If you're not looking, if you're still looking for some place to send him, point to the unconscious Magi, probably like sitting there with his tongue sticking out of his head. My uncle could probably put him to work, give him something to do other than whatever happened to get him inside a dragon. And I can take a few of these shards and drop them down a very old dwarven well deep in the earth that I don't think they'll be coming back from anytime soon.
That is appreciated, and yes, I think your uncle is an excellent option. I know the man well. It's been years since I have seen him, but
and if I know my uncle, he would be happy to see you again.
And he is known for doing many things well, but helping others is certainly high on that list. I will stay with the men for a while when I get there, but suppose that is not a bad place to leave him if no one objects.
Fine by me, I suppose. I think it might be mostly up to John. They seem to have history or something. I wasn't quite clear.
John is going to be stonily silent. John's not ready to talk about this yet.
Understandable, child. Understandable. At some point, he does sit up, and he looks around at the group, and he looks at John, and he looks at your arms.
Mm-hmm.
You are one of them, for what is worth, and it may not matter much, and I understand that. I didn't know what I was getting into at the time. I made a choice to try and deal with the situation, and I chose poorly. And
John's gonna the most he's gonna do is at that sharply exhale through his nose, like just.
I tried to push the dragon through and ended up both of us on the other side as one. It was a fight I lost, and a choice I regret deeply. I attempted to close the rift, but with the great dragon, as he calls himself, in control, I could do little. I know this is not something you asked for, and for that I'm sorry. I think it best if I leave. Likely. I believe... Oh, Bethany. Interesting. Yes. I assume you will have somewhere to take me. That would make sense. he just kind
Bertrand
of
will probably look at him and say, "You're about to meet my uncle. He is a good man, and if you are truly looking to turn over a new leaf, well, let's just say that man grows new leaves."
you're a Greystone, aren't you?
Aye.
I know the expression on the face. You wear it the same as your uncle. It has been some time since I have seen him, but I look forward to it. As much as one can in this kind of circumstance, I suppose.
Well, like I said to Bethany, if he knows you and he hasn't seen you for a while, he is looking forward to seeing you again.
Perhaps there is still work to be done.
There is.
So it
And-
seems.
Yeah, Fatten's just gonna stare at him, and the consequences of your actions have been great and far-reaching. And I think there's a lot of work ahead for you if you wish to redeem yourself.
Thankfully, as an elf, I do have a not insignificant number of years remaining.
Just remember
Now's
that the
the
people
time to
affected
start.
by you don't.
He looks at you and he kind of weighs that for a moment and then looks at John. Yes, you are correct. I suppose now is the best time to start that. Bethany, if you will. She looks at him kind of confused. Very well then, to Greystone Keep we go. I will see the six of you again, I'm sure. It has been a
Okay.
pleasure. And I'm gonna say this because I used to say this all the time with Bethany, and I really love what John does when I say it. Yahweh be with you.
And also with you.
Thank you, Jenny. I haven't done that in a
You're
long time.
welcome.
Sorry. And, we haven't done that bit with Bethany in a while, so I figured I'd do it again. She just kind of leads him away, and you see at this point the crowd is kind of pulled in from the village, from the city, and the hawk is at the front with sort of her guard. Well, that was very interesting. I not going to bother asking questions. Thank you.
Do you have some tea?
I believe we can make that happen.
Sounds nice.
You see one of her guard smile and open a sack that she carries on her back and pull out a small kit and begin building a fire.
I think I might also go for some tea. It's been a day.
So it has.
I have one more thing that I want to do.
Okay.
Bertrand will kind of go up to let everybody kind of get settled in around the fire, and then go up to John and be like, "Are you going to be okay?"
John isn't going to speak. He's basically staring off into the middle distance. If there's food, he's eating it. John isn't talking right now.
That tracks for John, I feel like, given the
Yeah.
circumstances. I get that. Okay, so they said about there's a big celebration. Okay, if anyone has seen Prince of Egypt, after Moses leaves Egypt and arrives in the desert and moves in with Zipporah's family, there's that huge party.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Yeah.
like that. There is lots of singing. I won't do that voice because I don't know who does her father, but that dude's voice is amazing and I can't replicate that. But I love it.
I don't know off the top of my head.
I feel like in the back of my head I know what it is and I can't remember. But there's a huge party. Food is brought out. You are all served tea first. Zipporah does serve all of you tea. It is lovely, oddly orcish tea, but it works. I don't know anything about tea, so someone make something up.
Rubos.
There we go.
I was going to say
There you
Ruibos.
Fixed it. I don't know tea, so we'll go with that.
That sounds like a good orky tea.
Kind of does.
Actually, you know what? If we're going no, never mind. I was gonna say Lapsang Souchong, but I'm not that mean.
Oh, it's Danny Glover.
I like Lapsang Souchong.
It's like, what if you put a fish on a campfire and rubbed ashes in it?
And that sounds delicious.
I don't know
I'm
how to
down
process
for
that.
Not for tea. It literally almost made me throw up.
No,
it
it-
was actually very bad
Like
for me.
charcoal tea, and as somebody who loves like the smell of campfires and
Oh,
grilled meat, it's great.
fair.
I
What
don't
wa-
want campfire in my tea. I love the smell of campfires and I want it nowhere near my tea.
What was the first
I
kind
don't
called?
teas that taste like meat. There are several that taste like meat and I hate it.
What was the
yeah.
kind you guys came up with originally called?
Rubos.
Ruibos.
Spell, please.
ROO. You do it.
Okay. I forgot. ROOB. ROOIB something.
OS.
Okay.
Or in layman's term, Red Bush.
Oh,
Oh,
Well,
interesting.
yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
actually
'cause
just
the
yeah,
red
straight up.
tea,
It's a
okay,
South
yeah.
African plant. Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have some here that's like it's got like blood orange peel in it. It's
Yeah.
really good.
It's really
Unlike-
good in blends. It takes a certain kind of person to drink it just straight. And that
Unlike
person
black
isn't me.
tea, yeah, unlike black tea, you can boil it and boil it and boil it, and it doesn't oversteep.
Okay, so you guys sit around the fire. There's a meal. There's a huge party. Everyone has a lot of that kind of tea. And the hawk just kind of. I don't know that you will stay in the area, but if you do, we can always use your help. I'm sure. If not, I'm sure Duchess Kaya would always welcome you to return, Trather and your companions to the service there. Either is fine, or if you just wish to continue your own adventures. You seem to do a good job of it.
Well, I should probably head back home and at least check in for a bit. Responsibilities and all.
Melee walks up behind you. I would like to go home again. Yes, please. The child had never been outside of that town for more than 3 days. And granted, in story, she's probably only been gone for like 3 weeks, but still. We move real fast. Huh.
Yeah, we do. I think. Yeah.
Okay, I tell you what. We'll
Yes.
close with each of the 6 of you telling me what your character does beginning the next day or whatever. Wherever they would go and whatever they would start to do next. And I'll give you guys each a couple seconds because I did not prep that for you. And whoever wants to go first, you tell me where your character would proceed from here.
I've already figured John's out.
Then go with it.
Like, I basically figured it out as soon as you were like, yeah, this is the dragon. I'm like, oh, it's the dragon, okay.
We're doing things.
All right. Yeah, John is going to stick around for a few days and just basically help with cleanup crew type stuff, and then he's going to go back to the monastery where he grew up,
Okay.
and pursue a much more monastic life. He's had enough. This was fine, and now he's pretty much done with adventures.
Every so often, after you return to the monastery, Bastion comes to visit you with his bird
Okay,
and
good.
brings you tiny succulents.
Okay, little cuttings.
Yes, for you to
Excellent.
do with as you please.
Okay.
Next.
Yeah, so Vatten is going to wake up really early, probably just before dawn, get his things packed, and where you can still kind of see the guiding star right on the horizon, right before it sinks below and the sun starts to come up. And he's going to pack his things and head for the crossroads, as he has just been newly made warden of it.
Fair.
And he's also going to keep an ear and an eye out for his old gang, because he's going to try and pursue them and basically harry them and break them up and see if he can try to make right all of the wrongs of his past and
You know
kind of
who-
face it head on.
You know who was just in the crossroads like 2 weeks ago?
Mm.
Ash! And her Warforged bodyguard.
Uh-huh.
They can't have gone far, probably. I'm sure.
Yeah. Let's see if we can track them down.
And next.
Well, Trevor is certainly going to probably stick around for a couple of days helping to rebuild. And then after that, once it's clear that everyone else is sort of dispersed, he's going to sort of just trudge on back to the crossroads himself and check in at home, such as it were. He's going to have spent a lot of time composing a very bad, what he thinks is a
excited.
like appropriately heroic tale. It's not. It's pretty dire, but he'll do his best.
Melee assist you, as you write.
Yeah, I mean, that's great, but I
It's
mean,
probably still not... Yeah, that's fair.
yeah.
Trather, upon return, is knighted by the, I believe, Countess of the Crossroads, and Melee is officially made your actual squire.
Oh, exciting.
And as excited as she is to go home, going home means she gets to buy new journals, which means she has a lot more room to write things down in, and you need to teach her more things for her to write in those books.
Well, we'll get started on that. Although, it's going to be in the field learning because there's things to do.
And I suppose since I have an official position, I'm probably at that knighting ceremony. Just
You
like
are. I really like the idea that Vatten's in the corner crying. Tears of proud joy.
I'm so proud of Melee.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Trather, that totally makes sense, but Melee, she's grown up so much. Yes. Okay, so that leaves Ben, Peter, and William. Who next?
Shim would stick around, help rebuild, obviously, and then stick around beyond that. Set up a little bard shop.
Concerts.
Feeling connected with the mountain area here, and just make this home. Adventuring out a little bit, but always returning back here.
You have found the only orcish village in the plain that enjoys Ed Sheeran.
Yes.
It is a staple of their music, and you are huge here.
What about Elvish John Denver? Because that will probably play pretty well here too.
It's a close third. Second is Queen.
Mountain Road.
Fourth is Skillet.
Home.
There are diverse people who like a lot of different things. Fifth is anything from the Prince of Egypt soundtrack. Don't question the logistics of that. It's fine. William or Peter, go next. Before I keep running the technology of CD players in my story.
A nice note to end things on, so I'd like to go last if that's okay.
Okay. William, what does R do now?
R will rebuild as well. But at first chance he gets, he will just start to fly. It's been a rough few weeks, like you said, and R is very much in his head and enjoys traveling and learning, and so this whole experience he'll process and learn and use that. R has experience searching for dragons, and so he will take this and
continue searching for more dragons.
Yeah, that was one of the main reasons he came to the material plane, is to search for a green dragon. So he will, at some point, once he's I don't know another word other than process, but
fair enough. Yeah.
Taking a breather, traveled a little bit, he will continue that search.
Okay, so you are actually joined on your journey to find a dragon by the only other Aarakocra you've met. Believe she worked with Bastion. Her name is Saley. Ignore the fact that her name sounds a lot like Maylee. I wrote them separately, but wasn't remembering that when I did it. She's the only other Aarakocra you've met, and she happens to know where there are several green dragons. And one is not that far from here, probably. I mean, you guys can fly. It'll be a much shorter trip for the two of you than it would be for anybody else. And so you guys set out on the search for a green dragon. Peter, what becomes of Bertrand?
Bertrand will probably wind up leading or at least coordinating the rebuilding efforts, because that is his favorite thing to do. And once he is convinced that things are to a point where he is no longer needed, which will probably be slightly after the actual point where he's no longer needed, he will make a set of like miniature holy symbols and give one to each member of the party, just kind of as a little parting gift. And from there, he will bid the orcs farewell and head back to the Dwarvish Mountain, because there is somebody who's going there that maybe could use an eye kept on them and maybe could also use a little bit of guidance.
So as you approach, you return toward the area of the land of your uncle, and you see him standing on the top of the parapets at the front of his tower. I see a gray stone. Hello,
So do
young
I.
one. It has been too long. Said that a lot recently. Welcome. Come in, child. Come in.
Bertrand will give like this big dwarven smile and go up and like hug his uncle, and
He hugs you. He picks you up. He sets you down. Dwarf hug.
hey, you can still do that.
Aye.
You're not looking too bad for somebody who's 475 years old.
Aye, well, we do what we can. I am still, and always will be, 4 feet tall in all directions.
Aye.
Love being a dwarf. Okay, so that's where we're going to stop. For those of who, as you may have guessed, that is the end of this current campaign.
Hooray!
So, to the 6 of you, and I mean this as genuinely as possible, thank you. This has been a weird year and a half, but I've had a lot of fun.
We've had a lot of fun too. Thank you for
Yeah.
running a really good game, and thank
Yeah.
you
Thank you.
all the rest of you for putting in a lot of work. It's been I've loved all of these characters. I've loved the jokes. I've loved the interaction. I've loved like the rapid switching between we're doing ridiculous things and we're having serious, heartfelt, wholesome moments, and it's been great.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I genuinely appreciate the journey you guys have gone on with me. We started with a dragon. We ended with a dragon. It's very on brand for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of weird nonsense and made a lot of puns, but I've learned I wouldn't have it any other way. Because
Yeah.
I
No
think
dungeons,
it's right
though.
for us. Hey, I've stuck strong to my themes.
You
and,
have.
I am consistent.
No, it's very good.
I
I like
gave up
I
half
like
of
this.
it.
Not just like a dungeon crawler. Like this is
You got 2 dragons. That's as close as we're getting to the full name of this system. So,
If it helps, I promise 1 dungeon.
I'm disappointed, but that's fine. But
All
I got-
dungeons, no
It's-
dragons
it's
next
actually
time.
Just all dungeons. You
There you
step
go.
in you meet in a dungeon and you never leave that dungeon.
That's
do wanna-
actually not half bad a concept.
Oh, yeah, there-
Very psychological thriller kind of thing.
you go.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've seen some movies that are kind of like that. One thing that I do want to say is like I remember when we kind of first started doing this, I was a little trepidatious, I guess, even though I'd done kind of a one shot with you before, and it's been really interesting, kind of trying to lean. I love that we've all been doing this, just trying to lean really hard into that wholesome, family-friendly vibe that we try for here. And kind of some of the dynamics that produced, and some of the things that it didn't produce, like for instance a body count. We
Yeah.
played D&D for a year and a half and we didn't kill anything sapient. That's pretty remarkable.
Did we really not? I thought we did terrible things to that one village and it was really out of character for us.
No.
I don't think so.
Oh no,
Yeah.
yeah, we only
Oh,
tried to
actually-
steal.
Yeah, I don't think we actually killed them.
Yeah.
No, you did steal a little bit from them. You didn't do anything else. And I remember you guys actually feeling bad about doing it when you were done. So
Yeah.
that seems pretty on brand. Um,
I must not have been there for that one.
That was a
Yeah, that is
seriously short
completely
moment.
slipping
that,
my mind.
I think that was a
It was way
conversation
early
we
on.
basically had.
It was literally like 2 sessions in or something.
Yeah, that like you
that.
guys, you found some stuff that was left over after you defeated bad guys and just left with it, even though it probably wasn't theirs either.
Okay.
I think was what kind of sparked a discussion at that point. But you guys have adopted a theme, like Peter said, and you have run wholeheartedly headlong at whatever I've set in front of you with it, and that's made for some genuinely far more entertaining moments than I think it might have otherwise. So I really appreciate your choice of tactic and style has made this unendingly interesting. So thank you.
It definitely ups the challenge rating of the game as a whole to figure out ways around combat.
Yeah.
Although there were a few times where I could literally hear Ryan's inner monologue go, "Just fight something!"
Yeah.
in the middle there.
Yeah.
My inner monologue, some of the audience, me actually typing it on Facebook occasionally,
I will say, as much as it's a bit more of a challenge, I think it makes it more fun because we aren't just casting. Here's my part. I'm not just casting Eldritch Blast every 2 seconds. Like, because we are setting limitations for ourselves, we aren't. I am having more fun. I am having more fun within the limitations that we have set.
When I knew I was sort of more or less in over what I was capable of, when session 1, I'm like, they're gonna fight a dragon. You guys are like, we want to talk to the dragon. I'm like, what? What? Come again? I'm supposed to? Okay. We'll see what happens. Let's do this.
Welcome to your new campaign.
Okay, we'll make it work. And that happens a lot, and it has turned out to be quite entertaining, and I'm perfectly here for it. So yeah, we will be back at some point in the relatively near future. Still every other week for the listener. I'm not exactly sure when Grant's campaign will start. It will not be long from now. But if there is a bit of space, you will have something in the intervening moments. I have a list to everyone who's on the list that I should have gotten to a long time ago. I'm sorry. I'm going to work my way through it eventually. There's some stuff we need to get recorded at some point, but we will see what we can do. And to our listeners, thank you. We added a bunch of new Twitter followers recently, and some new listeners, so hi. Also, if I've missed your comments on our website, I realized I had a guy who commented like 6 months ago and I didn't see it, so I've responded to them. Thank you. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Seriously. We have a real dope audience, and they are here for all of our nonsense, except for Cameron from First Geek 411s. He's made his stints on puns well known, and he hates them, but that's okay, because it's what you guys do, and you're fantastic at it.
I'd like to see him
wrong,
stop
that's
me.
fine.
I haven't met anyone who can do that yet.
That's accurate. No matter what I put into a combat, there will be some kind of pun made at some point. It is on brand for you guys, and as much as I give you a hard time, I do enjoy it thoroughly. If I don't groan at least twice a session, something's wrong. And it hasn't happened yet.
Time.
Would you say?
We've barely punned this time.
I heard at least one from Peter, I think. Boss fights make that happen, I feel like.
Well, it's just really hard to think up of a good pun
it's
for
inevitable.
dragon. And I'm like racking my brain to see if I can like stretch it a little bit and come
Yeah.
up with something for like wyvern or
On a whole different scale. I mean,
We also
Yeah.
It was.
the other thing is we also just didn't interact with as many things this session.
yeah.
That's true. This one was very much here's going to be the final boss fight, and then we're just going to go from there.
Yeah.
So, Grant.
Daniel, sometimes you just got to wing it.
Hey.
Yeah.
And we're done. No one say anything else. We're ending right there.
We out.
Perfect. Okay, why don't you guys tell me about saving the game?
Yeah,
and we
so
will wrap this up.
Sure. So Saving the Game is a Christian podcast about tabletop role-playing games and collaborative storytelling. And we break down and analyze games, and we talk about concepts like alignment or morality in games or ghosts or goodness, you name it, we've talked about it. We've got nearly 180 episodes out there, and more are coming, I assure you.
We've been at
and-
this for about 8 years now. So
Yeah. So, if you like that sort of thing, just listen to us at stgcast.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter. Saving the Game. We're easy to find. And, we'd love to hear from you and hope you have enjoyed all of City on a Hill, not just this campaign, but everything else that Ryan posts, because it's all really good and fun. And we're looking forward to hopefully continuing some sort of partnership going forward.
Absolutely, yes, please. So yes, thank you to you guys. SCGcast.org, cityonthehillgaming.com, City on the Hill Game on Twitter, or wherever you get your podcasts. Go check it out. For Peter, William, Jenny, Grant, Daniel, and Ben, I'm Ryan. Thank you for listening. Have a blessed day. Thanks for listening to City on the Hill Gaming. For more information, you can find us online at cityonthehillgaming.com. Email us at cityonthehillgaming@gmail.com or find us on Twitter at cityonthehillgame. For more information on Saving the Game, you can find Peter, Grant, and Jenny at stgcast.org or at Saving the Game on Twitter. Thanks, and have a blessed day. As we wrap up our second campaign, I just want to say one more big thank you to our Patreon sponsors, Ashley, Tony and the folks from the Nerd of Godcast, and Joanne.